1 රැස්වීදෙන ජීවිතේ.
Newsfirst, Newsline with Faraz Shaukutali.
And very good evening to you and welcome to Newsline Live, broadcasting from our studios in Dawson Street in Colombo. These are, of course, the Newsfirst, the People's Channel studios here. Now then, the protests are not giving up. There's no sign of abating. The protests around Parliament, they've now told us that they're going to be going towards Galface and then reconvene when Parliament reopens on the 17th, although there might be a possibility that Parliament may be reconvened earlier than that, depending on what's going on at Cabinet, of course, today, as we sort of speak. Now then, fuel supplies is a bane of our lives, really, here in Sri Lanka. There's queues all over the place, and there have been queues for several weeks now, compounded with long power cuts, and God knows why, because all of us, you, me and my guest and everybody in the control room and on the streets and everywhere, when we buy our fuel, we pay. There's no credit. So we wonder why there are losses at the CPC, for example. But to talk about corruption, the bane of Sri Lanka's fuel supply system, we've got somebody here who's recently retired acting Deputy General Manager of the Ceylon Petroleum Storage Terminals Limited, CPSTL, which is a component of CPC operation. And he's right here with me, Mr. Mohammed Niyas. Very good evening to you, Mr. Niyas.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for coming on the program. Look, let's get straight to the problem. There are queues out there. There's frustration. There are fights. People have died in fuel queues and so on. Why are there queues? What's the problem? Why are we losing money? And why isn't there any money to pay? All the public pay for our fuel.
Thank you for inviting me and giving opportunity to talk some most important aspects about the petroleum. Unfortunately, we think this happened suddenly. We don't have money or something like that. But in reality, it is not like that. It has been for long period of time. People ruined this petroleum industry, and we incur huge losses, or there were a lot of corruption in several steps. People are talking always about the politicians only, but in this case, not only the politicians, there are three categories of people mainly ruin the petroleum. The first group is really the politician, whoever come as the minister, right, or minister's friends or henchayas, you can call like henchmen. The second group is the corrupt officials. They are the people mostly ruin the petroleum. They supported one side the corrupted politicians, other side they themselves ruin this organization and put the situation as of today.
So they're the cause of this current situation.
Yes.
And the third point is?
Third people are the really people, I don't know whether they are aware of. Those people are the trade union activists.
What have they got to do with this in the supply chain?
They are not directly involving any supply, I mean the procurement, but during the supply or this in the petroleum operations, distribution, in all this and the administration, everywhere they get involved, and they don't care about what is happening to the organization. Even today, if you go and see in the evening after 4 o'clock, 4:30, they should be going home, should go home because the time is up, their office time. But almost 90% or maybe more than 90% of the people stay in there without doing any work, just idling and getting overtime.
Which is 1.5 times.
They are, yeah, our staff strength is almost double than the required
so you have, if I'm right, I think you'll have around 3,900 staff.
3,200 for the
3,200.
CPSTL, and CPC are the about similar amount.
But okay, you know CPC and LIOC,
Yeah.
the Lanka Indian Oil Company, generally around the same sort of operation. So how much did you say CPC has? How many people?
In CPSTL alone about 3,200.
And on the other side?
Other side also almost similar.
Another 3,000 odd.
Yeah.
So around 6,400 people to supply, and then as the LIOC supplies only about 5% of our requirement.
Yeah.
So for the balance 95%, we need 20 times more people.
You can't say like that. The operational staff is very limited. All the supportive role or the security, if you take about 900 security in our organization in the CPSTL alone. But I don't think we require so much people, and we can outsource those people if we want. There are so many methods of curtailing the cost, but these politicians, they don't allow.
Now, Mr. Niyas, we already know, it's a matter of public record, that no minister in Sri Lanka, in living memory, apart from that time when SWRD sacked a couple of them, or they left because before they could get sacked, apart from SWRD, in recent memory, we all know that no minister has been prosecuted under the Public Property Act, at least now. You know, we have that now. We did, all right? But tell me this. You mentioned that officers are also corrupt. Is there any case of any of these officers being charged under the Public Property Act?
Unfortunately, there were people got caught as well so many times. If the present DGM operation, he stole money by giving a forged what do you call the invoice, but no action has been taken. He was promoted the same day. That type of.
So is this documented? Because obviously he's not here to defend himself.
Yeah, it's documented.
Are you sure about what you're saying?
Yeah. Audit.
You realize that this is your responsibility. You're just telling me this.
Yeah, no. I mean, that is just one example only. There are so many things.
So this corrupt official is still here. He's still at play.
They are there.
Goodness me. And the Public Property Act, goodness knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Right. And then the third one is, of course, the trade unions, but they don't know what they're doing anyway. Yeah, because they're not involved.
Trade union, they are doing only the politics. They don't care about the public.
So are these real trade unionists, or are these, shall we say, an extension of whichever party is in power?
Today, of course, I can tell the present trade union is, or the petroleum itself, CPSTL itself, is not a government organization. It's a part of the SLPP's office.
SLPP?
Yeah.
The Portua?
Portua, yes.
My goodness.
They are doing only the political work. I can give.
And the public are paying for this.
Yes, I can give a small example. If you take the Bowser fleet, we have about 85 Bowsers.
Right.
All these Bowser drivers and porters are really highly involved with the politics. I mean, the Portua, this trade union friends. Each and every Bowser, for every day, at least 60 to 100 liters of diesel is siphoned out from their running tank.
My goodness me.
That is allowed.
So where are the auditors?
Yeah, that is the issue. Normally the Bowser can run about 3 kilometers with 1 liter of fuel, or even 2.5 to 3 kilometers with the load.
Yeah.
Without load, they can run more than that.
Yeah.
But this trade union, they insisted the management, and given the limit is 1.8 kilometers. So half of the fuel, officially they can siphon out. because it can run for 3 kilometers, but they are accounting only 1.8 kilometers.
Right. So 1.2 kilometers.
Yeah,
worth of fuel.
the officers really tried very hard to increase it up to at least 2 or 2.5. Still, the trade union didn't allow. So really, the administration or this management is done by the trade union.
Successive ministers, do they have enough of this brains to know or to understand what's happening?
Really, when partly Champikaranaoka was the minister, he really did.
So he had the brains.
Good, yeah, he had, and he did good job. I can show that one procurement plan.
Yes, right. Okay, so let's control room. Mr. Niyas, our guest tonight, is going to show us a graph. So I'd like you to focus on the graph, and then perhaps you want to hold it up. And
yeah, I will tell beforehand how this oil procurement is done.
Yeah,
we have about 80 odd people registered in our procurement, what do you call, the registered suppliers. But at present, only 1 or 2 suppliers only supplying fuel. Because these corrupted officials favor only these 2-3 people.
Right. Are they the ones who probably pay the most?
Yeah. The rest of the people then got fed up, and they don't come for the tenders. How these people are doing the procurement, we have a stock review committee meeting every week. In that committee only we decide how much fuel to bring, when, the date, the quantity, what are the products we are bringing. So
how far in advance do you order these things?
Yeah, the ordering process is only we are giving 35 days to deliver.
From the point of placing the order? To the point of delivery at either the harbour or this
SPBM.
SPPM.
Yeah, but it is very difficult to bring that within 35 days because our SPBM or the harbour, all the tankers can't come because we have limited number of tankers only could come to Sri Lanka.
What's the maximum capacity?
Some restrictions are there. It's a technical jargon, so I don't want to sell.
40,000, 100,000?
40,000 tankers, but the tanker size and the dimension is limited.
Okay.
So the supplier has to find a tanker and product quantity, the actual quantity, and different products. So the products are loaded in different terminals. So it is very difficult to get
to meet this 35
days.
So what you're really saying is that these people have got advance information.
Yeah, they are giving their favorite people in 2-3 months before we need this type of tanker in this date.
Right.
So that man is getting ready and waiting.
So he's not interested in 35. He
already prepared everything. So when float the tender, only that man coming for the tender and at a higher price. If you take, you compare with the IOC, the price of IOC, what they are purchasing, the same place we are purchasing, CPC, so different prices. How can it be?
What's in dollars? How much difference?
That is different.
$5, $6?
Time to time it's vary. Normally before 2008, if you take the premium we call, the flat is same, the oil price is same, only the premium only these people are playing out. That means the freight, insurance, those things. Normally $1.5 to $2 only the premium,
the real cost.
But now our people, now we are taking for 4.5, 3.8, 3.98, something like that, the higher rate. So $2.
On that note, this is absolutely amazing stuff. We're talking corruption in the oil supplies business, which is why all of you who are stuck in a long queue for fuel, do listen in, use your phones, get on Facebook or YouTube and follow Newsline Live. Today we're talking corruption, why don't we have fuel? We'll see you on the other side of the break after we look at the headlines.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Tear gas hurled at Porugogama near Parliament. The governments at protest sites. Hartal campaigns launched island-wide. People surround Parliament. Chairman of the Kataragama Pradesh Sabha faints after SLPP Pradesh Sabha members attack.
News First, Newsline with Faraz Shaukat Ali.
Hello there, good evening and welcome again to Newsline Live. I'm in conversation with the former, now retired acting DGM of the CPSTL, which is the Ceylon Petroleum Storage Terminals Limited Company, Mr. Mohammed Niyas. We are talking corruption in the oil supplies business. This is serious business, Mr. Niyas. Why don't you show the public your document?
Yeah.
And this document, if I may explain, shows the cost, the additional cost of having an unplanned system where it's almost ad hoc. Several purchases of small parcels of oil seems to be the norm, whereas there has been a proposal given when Partali Champika was the minister, but unfortunately his chairman couldn't implement it. But let's show you what this all means. Mr. Niyas, over to you.
Yeah. If you can see, this part is the present way of procurement is being done by these corrupted officials. So this is
I'll point that
see
out. So these little many parcels here is a result of an unplanned procurement process. Correct, Mr. Niyas?
Yeah, they are bringing one tanker to two places.
Right.
One to the same tanker, they are taking to Muturajavela SPVM,
yeah,
and partly discharge and coming back to harbour.
Right.
It will cost $50,000 for shifting the tanker alone.
My goodness.
And paying huge demurrages.
Right.
It's,
okay.
So this is that present ad hoc unproper
several
plan.
unplanned planning
thing.
only for corruption.
This is
that
we
right?
have proposed.
This bigger one here is the planned version, so that you plan ahead and you take advantage. It's more cost effective, and even a year ahead you can tell, because our consumption doesn't dramatically increase.
Change, yeah. It's the smooth, consumption is about 3,500 to 4,000 metric ton of petrol and 6,000 metric ton of diesel. That is uniform.
All right.
So we can predict very easily.
Thank you. So it's absolutely amazing.
And if you can see this
is another one.
This petroleum, if we plan properly,
yeah,
it's never come less than 50,000 metric ton of fuel at any given time.
We will always have 50,000.
Always we have 50,000.
How many days is that?
That is enough for about 20 days.
Wow.
But here you could see it come to about 5,000 also. 5,000 means about zero,
so
because several times you can't take ad hoc. So
this is basically unplanned for a planned corruption. That's what it is.
Yeah, they are doing really the wrong thing in the correct procedures, so people can't find out easily.
So these kind of frauds, if I may say so, the aggregate of these frauds is perhaps twice as big as the bond scam.
Definitely, if we calculate properly, if we do a proper
forensic
investigation analysis, it will be a huge cost.
Well, I think that we need to have a permanent cabinet appointed forensic audit committee for everything.
Yeah, really there's a cabinet appointed technical board also.
Yeah.
Those people when come to the evaluation,
Yeah.
they scold like nothing to the officers because they could see there something is going on, this is wrong and everything, but unfortunately they will have to take the decision to procure, otherwise there will be shortages because it's come to the level to zero almost. So
but with this ad hoc, that's why we're having this problem.
Yeah, they are really unfortunately they can't do anything. Knowingly this is wrong, they approve.
My goodness me. And again, I'm asking you this question again. None of these so-called corrupt politicians, corrupt officers have ever been charged.
Unfortunately, no punishment has been given, so we
might as well take this Public Property Act law and chuck it in the dustbin.
Yes.
Because what's the point?
Yes. Really, I want to tell the boys, those who are fighting for us, for the future,
the protesters,
please, not only the politician, you have to ask for the system change. All these corrupt people, those who are retired also, the person who is more corrupted was retired last December. Even those people also will have to bring back and charge and
they need to first investigate and charge and
recover from them, or else at least put them into the jail. Then the other people won't do this type of corruption in the future.
No. I suggest that they need to, after being investigated, if there is a prima facie case, they need to come under the law, and part of the recovery process must also include their pensions. Why should we pay for them when they've defrauded us and robbed us?
Yes.
By the way, my driver says to me that my car isn't doing as well as it normally did before this fuel shortage. Do you think there's some truth in what he's saying?
The quality wise, if we are talking, really our refinery, our people used to the refinery production.
Right.
Our refinery is a straight run refinery.
Right.
We don't get fuel, the cracked fuel. So the fuel is very clear and colorless or something like that.
Right.
It's very
so basically, if I can show them my glass,
yeah.
if this was real good proper fuel, I should be able to see both sides. From looking here, I can see this side, right?
Yeah.
So if this is clouded in any way, then it's probably tainted either with water or dust or whatever, right?
Yeah, that's true. But what I am trying to say is the present fuel we are importing 100% is from the refineries. Those refineries are different from our refinery. Those refineries, they crack and take the maximum yield. So then the color is about yellowish, because the cracked is always when you are getting it, there's color. You asked me about the mileage. That may be due to they are taking maximum yield and maximum beneficial, unlike our production.
That means from our refinery.
Our refinery, that straight run is good product, quality product. This one may be the density may be very low. They try to take maximum from the kerosene part also to the petrol, so you get a little lesser maybe mileage. But the quality wise, I can assure our laboratory in Kolonnava, they do good job. They issue good fuel only.
So my driver is not imagining these things.
Not imagine. That's what I said. Because they want to maximize the production. So take this kind of hydrocarbons means the petrol means not only one product.
Yes,
so water means H2O, only one product.
Yeah.
There are so many.
Okay, I understand that bit. But so, because you're running out of time, tell me this: if I'm buying 92 octane or whatever you call it, Am I today getting 92? Am I getting 91 or 90 or something?
No, it's 92. It is sure.
But only it's not as clear.
Yeah, only thing, yeah, it is 92. Even the previous tank, it was 95, though we order 92. They are supplied 95.
At the same cost?
It's same cost.
Okay.
But the color only the different. The color can't nothing to do with the quality.
Okay.
But only thing, all this mechanism, because of this corruption from the top to bottom, all the systems were broken down in the petroleum itself also. So nobody is checking the fuel quality. Earlier we had a good mechanism to check quality from the outlet or transport or wherever. Now there's no proper checking mechanism, so it can be by the transporter or the outlet itself. They can do some filterage or mixing also.
Corruption.
There are also corruption again.
Jeez, everything's corruption in this blessed place. Right, now then, I'll give you 2 minutes. Everybody wants to know the answer to this. How do you reduce the prices?
I can suggest really we can reduce the price. Only thing, as I said before, you have to have a proper mechanism, transparent method, planned mechanism, and uncorrupt people in the office.
So you have to plan for the benefit of the people. Not plan for corruption.
That is the one thing.
Yeah.
The other side I can call, we can easily mix about 20 to 30% of ethanol to the petrol. The ethanol is a high octane product, so we can easily driven any vehicle. There's any problem. Biodiesel. So our country is a agricultural country. We can produce alcohol using the wheat or sugar cane or so many beetroot. So many things are there. We can produce alcohol and mix with the petrol, and we can reduce the price to great extent.
But this is not like this our president's misadventure with the organic fertilizer.
No, there are so many countries in the world. They are mixing ethanol with their petrol and running smoothly.
Anybody in the region? Bangladesh, India?
Bangkok, or America, or Brazil. So many countries in the world.
So we are not on our own?
Not on our own. We can.
It's not like a couple of officials and one businessman, sort of businessman, who assured the president that, bang, we can do this organic fertilizer, and he got up and he said,
no, we can do the research. We can ask other opinion from the car manufacturers, and we can easily mix with fuel, and we can reduce the cost of the fuel.
So this whole business, our fellow brothers and sisters, our fellow citizens and foreigners are all out there in the queues, and there's this very simple explanation. It's all down to corruption. Well, a good proportion, if we went for the planned version of procurement, planning to benefit the people, not planning to benefit the corruption and the henchayers, we would have, according to your proposal given to Mr. Patali Champika when he was the minister, would mean that we always have 50,000 in the kitty.
Yes.
20 days.
Yes.
Amazing. Mr. Niyas, this has been an absolutely wonderful program. Thank you for coming and telling us about it. Let's have you on our network again, and you can have a longer time. There's one Shamir Rasuddin with Face the Nation. That's a long program. You can explain it all to them.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your presence. That is the way it was, ladies and gentlemen, on Newsline Live today. It's now time for that wonderful other program, the primetime news from the News First team. We are, of course, the People's Channel, and proudly to be that. Take care, good night, and God bless you.